We have got Bruce Porter, CEO of Global Boost. Hi, Bruce.
Hello.
Tell us about your medal.
Well,
Whoa.
it speaks for itself. Hey, everybody. Well, it's a real honor to be here. It has been almost a decade that I've been involved with Liberland. It's a real honor to be here with everybody to finally take a role, an official role, I should say. I did always kind of have a role working with the country. I met President Vit in Dubai about 8 years ago, and we hit it off. I invited him to come speak at our Washington Elite Summit, and he immediately accepted. We met Bogi Wozniak here, our vice president there as well, and it has just been one thing after the other. You know, there's a monetary revolution that's been going on, and it's enshrined, Liberland is enshrined in this revolution, and it was one of the reasons why I immediately was drawn to it and wanted to get involved. But no matter who you are, and of course we've just had a huge election there in the United States. Of course, Trump is there, he's doing all kinds of wonderful things, and you know, but no matter who you voted for or where you are in the world, all of us believe in three things. We believe in freedom, we believe in ownership, and we believe in privacy. And it doesn't matter like where you are in the world or what country you're in or what way you vote or anything. We all believe in that. And that was what, when Bitcoin came around, I thought, oh my gosh, you know, here's a way we can bypass these central bankers. This is a way, you know, and that's the funny thing, and I know. Oh wow! They gave me a little time. Okay, it was shorter before. When Trump right now is talking about the tax cuts, and we're going to get tax cuts, and I mean at least somebody's talking about tax cuts, okay? But the funny thing is that the spending level is staying the same or going higher. So yeah, sure, we're going to get a tax cut, which is much appreciated. Thank you, Mr. President. But if you look at the underlying, what's going to happen is our inflation is going to go up because we're spending more. So it's kind of like, okay, you know, we're going to give it to you, and this whole system is really because of the central bankers. It's made possible because of the central bankers. And so that has been, you know, just part of the monetary revolution. Oh my gosh, here's Bitcoin. We can get off this system of enslavement from these central bankers. And of course, when I met President Vit and Vice President Bogi and the rest of the team, I thought, my gosh, here it is as well. Because in the U.S., of course, we're the beacon of light, right? I mean, you can say all kinds of other stuff, but you know, I mean, here we are, but we're not the same as somebody was saying earlier. We're not the same as we were before, right? I mean, it's totally different country. You go down to Miami, you sit down, you have dinner. There's like police cars everywhere. There's this, you know, I mean, it's very much a police state, right? And we do have some rights. And like this. But here we have a new country where we can be one of the founding fathers. We can be the founding father. One of the founding fathers. I mean, 10 years, guys, is like infancy. Infancy. It's the same thing, of course, with Bitcoin, right? And of course, then President Vit says, okay, we're going to put things on the blockchain, and we're going to do this. That's why I started going to Dubai in the first place. I heard they were going to put the entire government on blockchain. And I said, well, my God, I better get over there. And of course, done very well in Dubai. It's a pretty easy place to do well in. But anyway, it has been an absolute pleasure. I have met and sat down with President Vit in multiple different countries, whether it was Malta or Taipei or Dubai or somewhere else in Europe or the US or whatever. He's always willing to sit there and do a stream. That was one of the ways I went around the world, and I always said, we are live, and I would sit down and I would interview people, and that's how I would meet everybody. Back before people kind of knew who I was or whatever, I would just go and, hey, let's do an interview, and I'd interview people. And if you're not following me on X, you can follow me, Networks Manager, or just look Bruce Porter Jr. But he was always willing to sit down and do those interviews. And so when the opportunity came up to get more involved, when our Washington, D.C. representative was moving, I thought that it was time to get more involved. And so I've a very high honor to be the Washington, D.C. representative for Liberland. And we're working all the time building it. I think the next 3 or 4 years are so important to get Liberland recognized by the United States. And we're working very hard on it. We are. And actually, the YALCON, one of the first, I think the first time that President Vit came to the U.S., or at least the first time with Liberland in his back pocket, he went to YALCON, and YALCON is the Young Americans for Liberty. It was Freedom Fest, bogeys, getting in. There you go. All right, Freedom Fest. But he was at YALCON as well. So we have a long history with YALCON. And Liberland is throwing the official after party for YALCON in D.C. on the 26th of April, so as soon as I'm back. So we're going to continue to build that, continue to bring people in, continue to bring more people register, more people that want to get involved. I did get a question about my medal here. So one of the things that I've had the pleasure of doing over the years is introducing President Vit and Bogey and our foreign minister, everybody, to different world leaders that I've been lucky enough to meet. And one of them, I guess I won't drop the name, but we'd had some high-level meetings, and then we were at a gala or whatnot in Vienna at one of the Habsburgs dinner, and President Vit awarded me the Medal of Merit. And it's very, so this is actually one of the first times that I've worn it, but I felt that it was pretty fitting. And so that's what it is. It's the Medal of Merit. And I encourage each of you to do something. And like our friend here, the YouTuber, it's so impressive. You got my vote, man. You got my vote. Yeah, you're in. I think we need a minister of media, right? Is that what it is? That's right, media and communication. There you go. But look for your way that you can help, that you can make your impact, because Liberland is what we make of it. And anybody can be a Liberlander. Anybody can be a Liberlander. And that's what I say around the world as well. Anybody can be a Liberlander. And we should push it, because we have something here that is very, very special. So another one of the things that I've done over the years is I do my daily morning show, finance show. If you guys want to watch it, easiest way to do it is on my Networks Manager Twitter, unless you're living in Texas. We're on TV in Texas. But just Networks Manager, we do a daily finance show, 6 a.m. in the morning, 6 to 7. And I have the Liberland flag up there every day. Liberland at liberland.org, as well at our certain events, our Washington Elite events. I'm always inviting, I'm always promoting and partnering with Liberland. We had Thomas Walls, our foreign minister, come and join us for Bitcoin Palooza, which was another more of a fun rock and roll event. I was in a crown and sunglasses and looked totally different. But it was a lot of fun. Thomas did an amazing job. And it's great to be in a position, it was like I told Bogey, it's great that we're in a position now that you can be somewhere in the world, wherever that is, and there's going to be somebody there that we can put on stage. So it's not just about one person running it. So, guys, I think that I'm going to leave it there. I'm really honored to be here. I crossed the pond, and actually, I got in my first plane wreck on the way here. Yeah. Nice story. So I'm sitting there on DCA tarmac, and I know I only have a couple minutes, don't worry. And a plane comes by, and boom. DCA, what is going on with the planes, guys? So yeah, anyway, took everything a few hours, but was able to reroute and come up here and be here. Happy to be here. Let's push it forward. I know Brock Pierce is here. We have some other big names are here. We now have an amazing prime minister as well. The future is very, very bright with each of you involved, and it's ours for the taking. So make Liberland yours. Bring Liberland in your heart. And this is our gift. This is what we can leave for the world.
Amen. Thank you so much, Bruce, fellow Texan.